This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. More about them later in this video. So you want to learn how to make stop motion videos, but you have no idea where to start. Well, look no further because today I'll be giving you a full rundown of the things that you need to start your very first stop motion video. This includes equipment, programs, and my thought process for when I make my own videos. Equipment. Everything that I mentioned here in the video will be linked in the description, or I will link a good alternative if I can't find the original one. So probably the most important thing on the list is a phone or a camera. I am currently using a webcam called the Logitech C920, but you can just use your cell phone if that's all you have. Next, you're going to want to get yourself either a phone stand or a camera stand of some kind. This is the one that I'm currently using right now. It's probably the best that I've used since it allows me to kind of go everywhere all over the place with a lot of control compared to like a octopus leg phone stand. And this next one is for those who are using a phone with Bluetooth camera clickers or a pair of wired headphones, because using this will completely eliminate any camera shaking that could happen from you touching your phone too much. Okay, cool. We got the basic things down that you need to start taking pictures, but now we need a set to start animating on. So for me, I have this 6-foot long desk that I made for myself to animate on, but any kind of table will work. But I will say that the bigger the table is, the better. Now, this next part is optional, which is using sets. Now, you don't need these, but sets do help improve the quality of your videos, but I know that it could be out of people's budgets, so you don't really need them. I've made plenty of videos without sets as well, so it's just an optional piece. Moving on to the lights, you don't need anything fancy. For me, I've been using these very cheap Target lamps that were like $7 back in the day. But I did recently switch to these, which are higher quality lights. They aren't necessary, but they are a good upgrade if you have the budget for it. Another thing that you're going to need is sticky tack. Without this, your figures are going to fall all over the place. And trust me, a figure that can't stay still while animating is the worst. Programs. There are really only two that you actually need for stop motion, and that's a stop motion app. I use Stop Motion Studio, and an editing software. I use Davinchi Resolve. Both are completely free, by the way. Alright, now that we have all the equipment that you would need, and the programs as well, let's get into the actual process of animating. So in order to start your video, you're going to want to come up with an idea first. For me, I've been wanting to recreate the fight scene from Batman v Superman, where Batman absolutely destroys a bunch of thugs in a warehouse. This is where I would usually create a script, but since I'm only recreating a fight scene from a movie, I'm going to skip this part. But I highly recommend that you create a script, because this is like the skeleton for your animation. Animating without a script is like driving without your eyes, so do not skip the script. Wait, before we start, you're going to want to get comfortable. And I'm pretty sure that a few of you have done stop motion at some point, so you know how uncomfortable you kind of get, especially when you have a terrible chair like me. But thanks to today's sponsor, FlexiSpot, you can kiss that back pain and terrible posture goodbye. Introducing FlexiSpot's C7 chair. Look at this bad boy. Look how good it looks. Now here's my old chair. Okay, now look back at the C7. Super slick and breathable. But it doesn't just look good, it also comes with some amazing features. It's got an adjustable headrest. My old chair doesn't even have a headrest. Lower lumbar support. You can also choose between a foam or mesh style cushion. The seat is also huge, which accommodates a wide range of butts, whether you have a large butt or a small one. Adjustable armrest that could go up, down, back, right, left side. My old chair doesn't even have armrests. I've spent many a years and I've had many a chairs, and I can kind of tell now when a chair will give me back pain, and this one gets the Dang It Productions back pain free stamp of approval. So if you're looking for a new chair that is comfortable, practical, and just all around sturdy, check out FlexiSpot in the link in the description using my exclusive code 24BFC7. Purchase the C7 now and enjoy a $50 discount.
right now is the best time to buy the C7.
Animation process. Something that I do and that I would recommend everyone do is to play around with your figures, like really test the limits of their articulation points. Because depending on what figure you use, like a Marvel Legends or a G.I. Joe or a Mafex or a SH Figuarts, the articulation could vary very vastly. You know, you have Marvel Legends, which typically lack a lot of articulation, and then you have the import figures that have a lot more articulation. So just understanding how much your figure can move will help you out a lot in knowing what you can do and what you can't do for certain scenes that you like to film. For example, in this video, I'll be using both this Mafex Batman figure, customized by the way, it looks pretty cool, right? And G.I. Joe figures. G.I. Joes are known to be typically better when it comes to Marvel Legends because they have more articulation, but they still have a lot of limiting factors like their arm articulation or their waist articulation, so that's something I will be keeping in mind while filming this video. And then this Mafex Batman figure is known to have some really good articulation in the upper body, but you know, Mafex does lack a bit when it comes to the hips, so I know that he can't quite get that low for certain moves. This is just something that I highly recommend you try because it really will help you in the long run when it comes to filming your videos. So when it comes to my animation settings, I animate at 24 FPS and I animate on 2s and 1s. Animating on 2s and 1s just gives me a lot more control with, you know, the speed that I want my video to go by. So I can make things either faster or slower depending on what is happening. So that's why I choose to animate on 2s and 1s. And that is basically all you really need to have to start your first animation. Like I said before, this is stuff that I use, and a lot of these things are things that I started with. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. I listed some things, but those are things that are upgrades that I got into over time. I've been doing this for, 5 years now? So it's not something you need to get right at the get-go. And when it comes to the overall skills that you have when it comes to animating, that will come with time. It is something that you need to work on and something that you need to improve. I recommend always trying something new. Never continue to do the same thing for every single video that you make. Always find something that you can improve, and eventually your animations will get better and better. At least as long as you try new things. So, yeah. But here's a little animation that I made, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey there, guys. I haven't done a little end card thing in a while, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's very different from what I usually make, but I'm trying to branch out more and I'm trying to improve my content making skills. I'm hoping that this video taught you something when it comes to how I usually animate my videos, because I know that there have been a lot of comments asking me to make like a guide video or like a process making video or something like that on how I animate. So, I thought it was finally time I do it, since I have a sponsor. Also, I can't forget to shout out the lovely members and Patreons who have helped me out a lot. And a special shout out to all the big boy helpers on the memberships, Maeve Wolf, Hero Motion, Deck, and Gregory. These are my favorite members. If you didn't know, I am trying to turn YouTube into something that I could do full time. It's not there yet. If anything, it's a quarter way there. But, I never know. I'll never know until, I give it a shot. So, if you want to help me out, memberships and Patreons available. Okay? Yeah.